targeted double-digit returns.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America. Best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, Angel Tutsi and Eric Raymer, are inspiring you to get your business right. They know that customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show, home of positive business talk. Angel Tutsi is out in Las Vegas today, and that means you've got me, and I get to hang out with my BFF, Gail Snyder.
Hello.
From Bob Snyder Insurance up in Loveland. How are you?
Life is good.
Yeah?
There's always such adventure. It's good.
Super excited to have you here on the program today. It's been a long time coming. We've been excited to get you here into the studio. And give us a little overview about Snyder Insurance. Tell me what you guys offer.
Oh my goodness, we have been in the Loveland market for more than 18 years. Bob started off as a farmer's insurance agent, and he still is, and he does the home and the auto and commercial workers' comp. And then I started with the health insurance, employee benefits, Medicare.
Oh, so you're the crazy one in the family.
Yeah, but we knew that before. It's just now it's solidified in the fact that I do enjoy what I do,
right,
as chaotic as it is. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You're not only just a provider of insurance, medical insurance, health insurance, and whatnot. You're our provider of health insurance,
and we're what an honor that is. Yeah.
Thankful for you and for what you guys do up there in Loveland. We love you and your husband Bob. And shout out to Bob, who's probably taking a peek into our Facebook Live at this juncture. Super great to have you. What's some contact information if folks want to connect with you guys and find out more, either on the PNC or the health side?
Oh, you bet. We're all at one phone number. It's 970-461-5060. And it's super easy. It's lovelandinsurance.com. But that does not mean we only insure people in Loveland. We have a lot of business all over the state.
Like us.
Yes.
Absolutely. Lovelandinsurance.com, 970-461-5060. We're gonna come back and peel some layers off and get a little deeper with you and your business and talk about the state of insurance, because there's always messy. Something to talk about, right?
There is.
Yeah,
there is.
But before we do, Gail, let's chat just a bit about leadership. One of the things that I so appreciate with you and your husband and the team that you have assembled over at Snyder Insurance is you guys, you and Bob, lead by example. You are really heart-led. I'm even going to go so far as to say servant leaders in many, many ways.
As an insurance agent, you have to be. At first, when I started working for Bob, we would get these phone calls that drove me crazy because no one's ever happy when they call their insurance agent.
Right.
Their rates just increased. They just had an accident. They have a child in the hospital. They need to find out how their health insurance is going to cover that. You never call your agent to say, hey, how are you? That doesn't happen. And so to be an insurance agent, you have to be the one that is a problem solver. You have to be the educator that helps them understand what they get, how their insurance works, how to navigate all that.
Yeah. And even as you described that, you complement an article that I found on Inc.com. Marcel Schwantes wrote an article that says there are 5 rare signs that prove you were meant to lead people. And the subtext of it is, are you someone who understands what motivates people psychologically? You may be leadership material. I talk about this every day, all day long. You know my background. I used to be a professional magician, and there's
I still think you have a lot of magic you do here. I'm just saying.
I'm a lot of fun. I'm a lot of fun at parties. Let's leave it at that. But let's say, there's so much psychology, a ridiculous amount of psychology that goes into the creation and pulling off of an illusion, right? Because I have to understand where you're going to go before you even think about it.
Right.
And then I have to remove all of those explanations to make the mystery happen. And so when I talk about leadership, I believe that and earlier, just before the program, we were talking about being dialed into the influencer role and how influencers are seeing exponential growth in their business. And it's all surrounding this thing about psychology. You got to know what makes people tick.
Oh, yeah.
If you know what makes them tick, if you know that nobody's going to call you and say, gosh, have my rates gone down recently? If you know that, then you can respond to that. The thing that I think that you bring to the table, you and your husband over at Bob Snyder Insurance, is you've got a shout out from one of our Mexico friends, Susan. Listener Susan says, "Hi, Gail."
Well, hello, Susan.
I think that one of the things that you guys bring to the table more than any is that you are aware of those things. Yeah. You say you have to have it to be in insurance. I could cite you case after case after case of insurance agent who doesn't have it, who doesn't get that.
I would say they're rare, though. Really,
sure.
They are rare because the nature of insurance, it provides the help that people need when they need it the most.
Fair enough.
And so they have to be there at some point. And those that are genuinely successful either have a staff that does that and they manage the business side.
Right.
Or I don't think there's a great deal of success if you don't have that. I really don't.
Fair enough. So. And I think that's a reasonable explanation. So working through this article, the 5 rare signs of great leadership as defined by Marcel Schwantes. Number 1, you connect exceptionally well with people. Mm-hmm. Gail, you are a people person.
Well,
I have never seen you without a smile on your face. Now, I know there's got to be times when the smile is elusive, but I've never seen you without joy.
Well, joy comes from a different place than a smile does.
Understood.
But yeah, there is always adventure in how you look at life.
Yeah.
And you can look at life with all the woe is me and holy smokes, the health insurance is messy and it's scary and it's frustrating and it's expensive. And you can look at that aspect of it.
Right.
Or you can look at it in the aspect of people need this.
Right.
And how do I help them get the best that they can possibly do without scaring, without, just kind of bringing people back down to the table. Right. In my office, I actually have a kitchen table is where I meet with people. And then I have a screen along the side. We can all look at the screen. And especially moms, if their husband has just lost their job, they come in, they've got 3 or 4 little kids. Mom is terrified because one's going to Children's Hospital. She can say things to me across that kitchen table she would never say on the other side of a desk.
And there you go. We're talking about the psychology, right? The psychology of leadership. And I've seen your kitchen table. And I just
we brought it to a trade show one time. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
That was
fun. All right. The step 2 in signs, and even Marcel Schwantes says rare signs that you were meant to lead. Says you involve all kinds of people and you make them psychologically safe. I'm going to turn this one back to you because coming in here and being on the radio and knowing there's this little bitty camera over here is pretty intimidating. Okay. Right? It's new. I have been here before, but briefly, not for the length of time I'll be here today. That is something that you do. You're like, it's okay. We're just going to have a conversation. We're just going to sit here. We're just going to talk. And this thing happens to be in the middle, but it is. And that safety of knowing that, okay, if I intentionally or unintentionally floss my teeth with my shoelaces, you'll help me feel good about that. You totally meant to do that.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Angel and I, we love what we do. And 8.5 years in, by the way, we were never supposed to make it past month 3.
Naysayers.
The original general manager said, this will never work. Positive Business Talk's a little too Mr. Rogers for me. And it's 8.5 years, 2,100 episodes, 5,000 hours, thousands and thousands upon thousands of interviews, and 38 nationally syndicated markets later. I'm not sure, but I think we may be onto something. People want something positive, right? Mm-hmm. And they want to be made to feel comfortable. And, there's no value in it if we start a radio show and our guest or co-host jumps to the trash can and unloads lunch.
That would be great video, but not. I'm not doing that today. I'm good.
There was a television host who tried one of those little habanero peppers or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
And she reached for the trash can.
Oh, wow.
And that went viral nationally.
That's awesome.
So there's no benefit to doing that here. Another thing that comes when talking about leadership and oh no, really? The music? It's time.
Oh,
yeah, we're going to pick this conversation up. We're going to pick it up.
Good.
So folks, don't go anywhere because we just got into the list of leadership. You were meant to lead, folks, and we'll talk more about it right on the other side. Gail Snyder hanging out for Angel. This is the Experience Pros Network.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com.
KDMT, Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Attention business owners, Laura Pensatencio, online marketing expert, will be hosting the Social Savvy Geek Show. She'll provide education and actionable insights for entrepreneurs and small business owners in need of consistent leads and sales. Laura will help you find, engage, and convert your ideal clients. The Social Savvy Geek Show is on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 10 a.m. Join Laura, the Social Savvy Geek, at 9 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, right here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 a.m. KDMT.
Looking for new ways to advertise your business? Denver's Money Talk 1690 AM is more than just radio. We want to make your marketing and advertising easy and effective, which is why we offer traditional options as well as in-depth digital campaigns to expose your business on air and online. Looking to advertise on social media? Need help with SEO? Call us today and a marketing and advertising specialist will help you create the most powerful plan you've ever had. Call 303-750-5687. That's 303-750-5687.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dragging your big, bulky CPAP device with you whenever you leave home? Yeah, well, I was too. That's why I'm so glad I called to try the Transcend Mini CPAP for 10 nights. I can't imagine living without it now. My Transcend is about as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. That's less hassle to carry than my shaving kit. Plus, I was able to add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. But hey, that's not all. Transcend is FAA compliant too, which means I can finally sleep comfortably while flying. Heck, I can sleep comfortably anywhere now. So if that all sounds good to you, call now to give Transcend a try. You'll be glad you did.
Now you can try Transcend and sleep comfortably for 10 restful nights with a money-back guarantee. So call minicpap.com now. 1-800-300-5254. Again, that's 1-800-300-5254. 1-800-300-5254.
Tune in to Money Talk KDMT 1690 every Saturday at noon for the best advice on building that nest egg. You'll hear expert advice on feathering your nest, caching resources for the future, and going for the gold finches with a show that can put a little more green in your day-to-day living. While they may not be Wall Street wizards, they are the wizards of wildlife. And if you'd like to add these beautiful colors and melodious songs of wild birds to your portfolio, listen to Bird Talk Saturdays at noon on 1690 KDMT, presented by Wild Birds Unlimited. David and Scott Menno will enrich your life with tips on attracting birds, butterflies, bats, bees, and other things that don't start with the letter B. The Bird Brothers will bring you fascinating interviews, nature news, insights on building the best wild bird habitat, and we hope to bring you a smile and a chuckle or two as well. So listen to Bird Talk every Saturday at noon, right here on Money Talk 1690 KDMT.
If you're thinking about new windows for your home, there are 3 things you should look for. First, a good quality window. Second, an affordable price. And finally, a company that's going to stand behind those windows and warranties. In Denver, that's Windows America. Hi, I'm Clyde with Windows America. Help us celebrate our 18th year helping Denver homeowners improve their homes. Call us at 303-920-0175 or go to our website, windowsam.com, and we're going to buy you dinner for 2. Let us show you how easy it can be to get new windows.
If you're thinking about updating that outdated kitchen or bathroom, now's the time. I'm Ted Spear, co-owner of All About Cabinets and Countertops at 35th and Wadsworth. Don't overpay for your cabinets and countertops. Our current specials and upgrades mean thousands of dollars in savings, even over those big box stores. Let us go to work for you. Come check out our showroom or call us today. 303-456-6400. That's 303-456-6400. Or visit our website at allaboutgreatdeals.com. Make a difference without the expense with All About Cabinets and Countertops.
This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. Sitting in for Angel Tussey today, co-hosting all 2 hours. Yay. Gail Snyder. Yay. I am so excited that you are here. Thank you for being here.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure. What a joy.
All righty. And we're talking about leadership. And Marcel Schwantes in Inc.com wrote an article on 5 rare signs that prove you were meant to lead people. The first being you connect exceptionally well with people. Second, you involve all kinds of people and make them feel psychologically safe. And that's as far as we got because we're having so much fun having you in the room. But let me take another moment to circle back and talk a little bit about this, Gail, because involving all kinds of people, there's a key word obviously out there, diversity, right?
Oh yeah.
And making them feel psychologically safe. I think that's it's an important element. At one time in our office, we had 13 staff. And at that point, I made a comment and I stuck by it on a regular basis that of the 13, roughly half of them prayed differently and voted differently than we did. And it was okay. We said that's all right. You know, you don't have to think the way that I think. You do have to get on the same page and go the same direction that we're going.
From a business perspective,
right,
absolutely.
Right. But it's okay to connect. And there was a trust that we built, and that trust moved the ship in the direction that was good for everyone.
Well, and when people think differently, the conversation, you can learn so much from one another.
Absolutely.
If you're willing to come at it from a discussion perspective, not a judgmental perspective.
Or a dictator's perspective, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Leadership can often slip into the, and I'm a big proponent of hierarchical leadership. I really believe, I understand the team method, together we all achieve more, but at the end of the day, somebody has to be responsible to say, I made this decision and I stand by it. Right.
Oh yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we bark orders and expect everybody to jump at our beck and call. That kind of leadership, that dictatorial type of leadership
doesn't
serve well. No.
And it doesn't last.
Yeah.
People don't feel comfortable in that environment. They don't feel validated. They don't feel safe.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Speaking of feeling, the third step in how to prove rare signs that prove that you were meant for leadership is that you show compassion for others. And this is, your first round of customer service starts in your office, right? It's the people that you lead. And then there's the people that you serve. And maybe, just maybe, as I mentioned in the first segment, leading and serving could be the same thing. I'm just saying.
There is a thing called servant
leadership.
That doesn't mean all people that see themselves as leaders are doing it in that manner.
You're absolutely.
Yeah. And just because you see yourself as a leader doesn't mean anybody's actually behind you.
That's right. I always tell
you
people,
can be leading the row, but there's nobody coming behind you. Then
I always tell you, how do you know if you're an effective leader? Turn around and see if anyone's following.
Right.
And it's absolutely.
There is an organization in Loveland that it's a Christian publisher called Group Publishing.
Yeah, sure.
And they have their entire org chart with photos of every single staff member on the wall.
On the wall, sure.
Well, the CEO and owner, his photo's on the bottom.
What?
The warehouse photos are on the top. the sales photos and the management. It's
an upside down shift.
It is completely upside down.
Yes.
Because if they're not able to function at the warehouse level with all sorts of positive feelings, something's wrong.
I love this.
It's a beautiful image when you have all these photos of them too.
I love this, and I know the CEO personally that you mentioned, and what a beautiful illustration of servant leadership. Compassion in the workplace sounds an awful lot like empathy. It's empathy's big cousin, if you will, for just a minute, and compassion. If you are involved in compassionate management or leadership, you tend to lead higher organizational performance. You tend to lead innovation. You tend to lead retention of your customers. It has a hallmark,
right?
And again, turn around, see if anyone's following, and see if you are one of those. Here's another one that is often challenged, and that is you're open and transparent. Transparency and leadership are not taught across the boards.
No, there's always. My dad was a consulting engineer. And he has since retired from that. But his has always been, you got to play your cards close to your vest, so nobody sees what you're doing next.
Right.
But then how do they know where you're going?
Sure.
And so he would kind of piece that out a little bit at a time. But I think that's a leadership style that is different then than it is now, where if your team knows where you're going and they know your plans, they can get behind you and maybe see something that you didn't see.
Well, transparency requires, I believe, an element of vulnerability.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It says, I don't have all the answers. I'm hoping you brought some solutions and let's work it out together. And so it's, it can be risky for a leader to make themselves transparent. And I'm not talking completely transparent, but to a degree that says, I'm vulnerable. And then of course it all boils down to the culture. And we've been banging that drum since we started the show. Culture. If you've got the culture of respect and you've got the culture of compassion, then your transparency goes a lot longer, a lot further in that way. And then finally, you understand human motivation and what makes people tick. One of our taglines is, it's not rocket science, it's people science.
Yeah, amen to that. This one is really fun. I was at a dinner last night with an organization called Warner Pacific, and they have built a climate within their business that, I'll tell you, people want to work for them.
Yeah.
And when you are there, you don't ever want to leave.
Right.
And so I got to sit with the owner last night, and we were talking about how they do that. And he said, you genuinely want to make sure that they're a good fit and of the people that want to actually be there, but then you have to support them. And we talked about, different languages that people speak, whether it is, the things that touch your heart, whether it's a gift or whether it's, kind words or a gesture, the love language.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how that makes a huge difference for them in their workplace, because then he knows how to appropriately give those kudos at the right time to the right people. And it doesn't mean spend a lot of money. It just means speak to them in ways that make sense.
We, in fact, maybe we'll come back and address in the second hour the love languages and apply them to business. Because I think it is. And it's been a while since we've done it.
Applying them to my kids has been amazing as well.
All right. Well, it's either applying that or something else. Folks, don't go anywhere. It's just about to get good. We've got our favorite counselor in the house. And we'll be back right after these messages.